Hey, bubbling, coming in, crushing this. All right, we're back at it, and today is the 21st. So, as it goes, yesterday was the 20th. We were on the Earth side on the dial of 4. Today, on the dial of 4, we are on the 1st, aka fire. Also, on the dial of 3, which we can also see the dial of 9 on, right? We are in the 3rd, and we are also, again, on the dial of 9 in the 3rd, or the digital root 3. We can also see that 2 plus 1 is 3. Right, and that's interesting. When you go and you look at this as the first 9, and then the second 9, and then the third 9, and say even the fourth 9. Even on this fourth 9, we'll see, okay, this is the 5th spot, 32, and the 9 adds up to 5. So that's just another way the digital roots line up. But yeah, so 21. It's within this first third of 9, so it's cardinal, mutable, cardinal over mutable, and it's fire. And so one of the ways we can express this is we can look at it as 1, 2, 3. These are the fires, 1, 2, and 3. It's in the 3rd, right? But it's the first of 3, 6, 9. 21, 33, and 9, right? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't finish that one, but yeah. So when we're talking about this, fire is always trying to change in a new way, but it is trying to be like harmonious or for the body when it comes to what it cares about, right? It's still in the realm of what it cares about, and it still finds itself, right, being in this cardinal realm of my things, what I'm personally interested in, but still trying to relate and harmonize within that and play a sort of selfless role, but get really all into it, right, and have these new kind of like crazy ways of doing it, right? Fiery. 21. And this would correspond to the 3rd decan of Libra too, the 21st decan. Yeah. So when we're talking a little bit more about 21, 1 times 21, because it's a fire sign, it finds it has like a power over mind. Also, 2 or 3 times 7 is an air times air, which finds an ability over reason, ability over thought, ability over expression. So that's really cool. Yeah, and then when we look into the realm, like I said, we find it's in 3rd decan Libra. So this is more the place, less itself, but the place it finds itself in um, is within this fixed realm of air, or this expressing reason, and then this water realm of cardinal, or this sort of selflessly generating, right, out of circumstance, out of what is, kind of coming up with ideas, being creative, right? Yeah, and then the 6, this would be the fixed but the mutable, kind of bringing ideas out, like showing people idea, right? Because it'd be the fixed, just having this sort of taste, having this thing, and now the mutable, kind of bringing that out, going down and out, getting lost, being a body, being of circumstance, being selfless. Yeah, but in that sort of logical realm. So, so yeah. So we talked about then its digital root. We talked about its element, and then yeah, also its lineup. How like it's on the top, like it's not air, being a little more harmonious, right? It's definitely trying to go its own way. Or earth, trying to be more of yin or pure yin, kind of water, but it still is in that it's acting mutably while it's shaking this up, right? It still kind of has that watery attachment, but again, within the realm of what it cares about. More like Cancerian with family, with friends. This is where I'm going to be very selfless, and then maybe take like a really leadership or selfless stand, kind of that fiery role. Yeah. And then when we see how 21 expresses itself in 2 and 1, this relates to sort of like an Aryan thing, like everything lining up, right? 1 in the first, 2nd in the second, as if Aries rising, right? Like if you were an Aries rising while the sun was also in Aries, right? Like the sun's rising, Aries is rising, everything lines up. So it's like basically having this, because you're sort of expressing one or expressing your individuality like just in a one way or through your individuality, right, in a sort of Aryan or selfish sort of way, and then being logical and being like the sort of way that you structure your life is just that, the way that you structure your life, you know. It's you're personally attached to it, and it's what makes sense to you, right? So it's very like self-completing in a way. And that would be the same for like 9, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 900, or yeah, 900 million. No, it'd be 908 80, yeah, 987,654,321 would be the same thing, and it would have this sort of um what would that be? Oh, just have this sort of kind of Aryan expression, you know, in that it would be like self-completing. Versus if we had like 9 in the first and we went like the opposite, it would sort of have this kind of balance, you see. So yeah, so we sort of see this like kind of like Aryan double down on self with the expression in that first, and the first is going to be very personal, and then it's going to be with how it structures its life, it's going to be personal but kind of like logical, being the fixed part of personal. It's going to be trying to make reason out of who it is, right? And it's just going to stick to that. So yeah, that's about 21. So that's awesome. Hey, any final thoughts? um Well, 21 being fire and being mutable, and also I do think really connects to a couple signs. So it's in Libra over here, right? This is where it actually finds its decan placement. But it also being in like Cardinal, right? In the realm of Cardinal, being 21 digital root, but then being um 3 kind of being mutable, um would also kind of relate to, like, think about Gemini. Gemini's in the first 4, aka the Cardinal, and the first 3, the fire. Um, but it's so it plays the mutable realm in the fire, in the air part in the Cardinal. But either way, you can see this meta Cardinal and this also fire um, mutable. So you can see like a lot of connections there. But also, it just connects to what is mutable, it being mutable, and also fire. So also Sagittarius down here, right? Um, yeah, and all, yeah. So yeah, and also, yeah, we could say that cardinality from a meta place too. So we could also say here, like, it does have a lot of Aryan components too, right? But we could connect all the fire signs into how it's fire, right? All of the cardinal signs to how it's cardinal, and all of the mutable signs to how it's mutable, right? But yeah, when we think about that though, and we realign that just one more time, it's mutable in a personal way, so it's definitely trying to go down and out, right? But in the realm of self, right? Like in the realm of like my family, in the realm of so it's not necessarily always gonna feel like too selfish, but it's always gonna like want to stay sort of self-centered, right? If that makes sense. So yeah, nice. And then so if we were trying to move any other direction, yeah, we could cap with that. Understanding this is 3, right? And this is fire. If we want to just utilize 3, right? We really like the 3, the idea of bringing yourself out, right? Like this sort of opening up yourself, like this sort of is like the energy of creating friends too, like the realm of yourself, but now when you can go down and out, right? Who you can really rely on. Like if we could also do this in an airway where we're not necessarily trying to take a stand or be too fiery, which would be 3. We could do this in an earth way, which would be we're actually trying to develop responsibility on sort of how we're relating, which would be 12. We have 30, which would be water, which would be just going completely down and out again, and now having this dual role on going down and out, but still being in a personal realm. So it would be, instead of taking a stand, now maybe you're more seeing how people take stands, right? We're on the side right over here where we're taking stands, but still, like, right, for the family, for things that, we've kind of are a part of, that are connected to maybe like our childhood or personally connected to us. Yeah. So hey, nice 21. That is last in Libra, so that's cool. Anyway, hey, bubbling, Citra, Beach, out.